Welcome back, friend.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hello, mate. How's it going? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy. With me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're doing well, mate. As always, genuinely, wholeheartedly do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. The twice daily. There's a chance there might only be one today, but I'm sure news might pop later, so I'll be back to react. Hit show here on the channel where I reflect on all the beautiful things and perhaps not so beautiful things happening to Chelsea Football Club, or at least what's being said about the ruddy institution. Today we're discussing a little bit more on Renato Vega, the surprise signing that broke yesterday. Gonna have a little bit of fun and talk about the odds for next season. We know the new owners and sporting directors have said to Enzo Maresca, the theoretical manager that is yet to manifest, top four, mate. So what are the bookmakers? On a bit West Country there. What are the bookmakers saying? And of course, I haven't actually shown you all the kits from next season together. They've been confirmed now by Footy Headlines. So we're going to have a little look together and react to that. So it's going to be a fun video, mate. Strap yourselves in. Thank you as always for coming. That's what she said. Woo! A bit lewd, Jan. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And it's worth mentioning, I'm uploading again on the second channel, Zing Football Yannick. You might be acquainted to those graphics there. Speaking about the Euros, I spoke about, of course, the very intriguing games yesterday, and I've been reacting to England games, and I will react to big transfer stories. And as the season goes on, I will react to big games, of course, in the Premier League and in the Champions League, etc. on that channel. So it's a bit different. I'm sitting in my living room. It's a little bit more, say, informal. This is pretty informal, isn't it? But yeah, just search Football Yannick on YouTube. It will come up. You'll recognize that graphic there. Yeah, man, sweet. Let's get into it. So let's start on this new defender/midfielder that we've signed, Renato Vega. He's set to undergo his medical as the new Chelsea player. Romano stated on X. The Portuguese talent is to sign a contract valid until 2032. Woo! An 8-year deal, possibly +1. That could be 9, I guess. He's not that young. It would take him into his 30s. Anyway, that's a big old deal. It's tough, isn't it? Certain 18-year-olds like Mark Gue, we only gave him a 5-year deal. I wonder if it's because Mark Gue was so cheap, and I know you can only amortize over 5 years now in terms of spreading the transfer cost, but I wonder if Gue was like, I'm not signing a long deal, I'll come if you give me a 5-year deal, and Chelsea were just like, he's only whatever. I wonder if they just bent their rules for Mark Gue, the young Barcelona striker that we've recently signed. But yeah, we've reverted to type here and given this kid a long deal. We'll pay 14 million euros, which is about, 12 million quid to Basel, and there will be no add-ons and no sell-on, which is good, because if he becomes a great player and we don't need him anymore, we'll make that sweet peas on him. And because he's on such a long contract, his asset value will be protected. So Vega could also play as a fullback in Chelsea's plans. Exclusive story confirmed, says Romano. That's nice. Isn't that nice? So yeah, look, possibly a really intelligent signing. Again, not a sexy Galactico signing, but a good one. Romano goes on to say stuff like this in terms of the transfer window to give us more insight. Chelsea scouted Vega for months. It's not a panic buy. We've been scouting him for months. Then closed the deal quietly. Chelsea believe his value is going to be way higher than the 11.5, 12 million pounds we bought him for. Romano says, I told you that Chelsea were looking at a left-footed defender, and Vega is considered to be that player. They can use him as a left-back, a number 6, or indeed a centre-back. So, yeah, man. Yeah, so it's a positionally and tactically versatile player. Of course, we know Maresca wants to invert his fullbacks and players to move around. I'm going to try and make this the last time I use the phrase Swiss Army player, but it was what a Chelsea source had said to Matt Law. He used that as a phrase, but you guys have heard it enough times now. So yeah, look, Vega represents this. I've never heard of this kid before ever, so I'm not going to try and pretend to be some sort of football hipster that knows about Basel's young talent. because I'm simply not that guy. I'm like most of you. But if they think he's good, he's positionally and profile-wise the guy they're looking for, then bring him on in. It's cover. Maybe Cucurella is the starting left back, inverting left back. I'm sure many Chelsea fans will be fine with that. Maybe this kid, Vega, he's the Conference League dude. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. They had a big hit on Gusto with the same scouting team. Maybe it's gonna be the same with Vega. Don't know why I'm doing a poor Italian accent. But we've got an Italian manager, so it works. All right, let me know your thoughts. Let's move on. So, we're going to end on the kits. So I want to show you the kits. We'll look at them together. That'll be fun. But Odds Checker, which is a website that aggregates all odds of different bookmakers, a multitude of bookmakers. It looks like, what, 20 plus here? Quite a lot. Yeah, a lot of like the mainstream bookmakers, and it aggregates them and puts an average of odds of who is a favourite to do what. And I pulled them up here for top 4. Now, Chelsea finished 12th, and then we finished 6th. But then we sacked the manager, but then we parted with the manager. They got us to 6th. And we're bringing in a new coach who might have a high ceiling. He might be trending in the positive direction. He might play the kind of football that is conducive to success at the highest level, like Guardiola-style football or whatever. And he might be the kind of character profile that the club and sporting directors are looking for to be their guy in as a first-team coach that would, line up with the new academy setup, that will line up with the setup of Strasbourg and indeed any other clubs that we buy in the future. But the fact remains, he's had one good season, that was in the Championship, and I was even expecting, right, okay, they can't make it work with Pochettino, they want a different style of football, they want a type of character that's going to be more compliant with them. Fine, let's just, part ways with Poch. I never was really in love with Pochettino, I would have been happy for him to stay, but for a multitude of reasons, I was like, yeah, fine, Poch is gone, right? But I was thinking, this is a bold bet with Enzo Maresca, but, maybe they're willing to go back, a year, like to go finish 8th again, well, like to not finish 6th, to finish 8th, but to be more consistent, to implement a new style of play, again, for the 1000th year in the row, and this predates Todd Boehly and Clear Lake as well, just constantly changing football philosophy, style, and player requirements, player profile requirements, and then you've got redundant styles of players for the next manager, like, it's a mess, so I get the forward planning, the continuity planning, it makes sense, but I thought they were going all in on that with the idea that they might have to take a hit with this inexperienced coach and go backwards a little bit. But no, the plans and the demands and requirements of this coach, who's not a long-term contract, by the way, is to achieve top 4, which I've said here on the channel a bunch of times. I think that's bold, mate. I think that's hella bold. I think it's bold. So I thought, let's mosey on down to Odds Checker and have a look at the odds. Now, unsurprisingly, favourites to finish in the top 4 with 1 to 10 odds on are Manchester City, of course. They've won the league, was it 3 times in a row? 4? I don't even know anymore. They just keep winning the league. They win trebles, Hopefully KDB goes soon, Pep goes soon, and we can all start enjoying football again. So Man City are, unsurprisingly and understandably, the massive favourites. Next up, Arsenal. Arsenal are 1 to 4 odds on, so, nowhere near as big as City, but massive, strong odds on. And then third favourites to finish in the top 4 is Liverpool. 1 to 2 odds on, which I think, fair enough, Liverpool are very good. They've got established Premier League players, just attackers alone. Jota, Salah, Diaz. They've got a good midfield. They've got a good team. And they're canny Premier League operators. And I think a massive thing for Liverpool is they've got Alisson in goal. And, they've got good defender. They're just a good Premier League team. They're not necessarily one that's road mapped out massively for the future, but they are a great Premier League team. So we'll have to see how Arne Slot does there. Because it could all fall apart, and that'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be lovely fun. But understandably, I see why they're third favourites. Now, coming in at 4 favourites, and therefore completing the top 4 in terms of odds, is Chelsea Football Club. 11 to 8. And we are significantly ahead in 4th place of the next place, 5th, which is actually joined by 3 teams. three teams, which is Man United, Tottenham, and Newcastle, Man United, and Tottenham. Aston Villa are bigger odds because they've got Champions League now, and how are they gonna deal with that? So Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United, and Newcastle United are all 2-1 to get into the top four, but Chelsea are 11-8. So we have stronger odds of qualifying for Champions League than Newcastle United, which is fair enough. I don't know why Newcastle. I mean, of course they finished the season well and the season before, but I think they're being quite kind to Newcastle here because they've got difficulties and they might have to sell players. But Man United and Tottenham are probably about the same. I would not have been surprised if the odds put us behind Man United and Tottenham. I would have thought it would have been incremental, but actually we're ahead of them, which is crazy, really. Of course, we've all got Thursday night football, I think, out of us three. So, except we've got the lower league and the Conference League. But yeah, really, really interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the odds that we're fourth favourites? You think that's about right? Do you think that's a big ask for Maresca? Or do you think the sky's the limit for Chelsea? I mean, it would almost be interesting to see how Maresca would have dealt with no European football. Like Pochettino was afforded. Yeah, when we look at Pochettino, the squad and no European football and stuff, it really was disappointing. Anyway, let me know what you think down below and let's move on. So we're going to look at the kits. I reacted to one of the pictures of the home kit for next season. It was the classic, and it's just draped on the floor and it looks awful. It always looks better on players or even just filled. Should we just have a look into it? Let's just go through it together. So here we go. As you can see on the left here, that's the home kit. That's sort of weird. It's not tie-dye, but it's like, it might look nice on the players. I'm undecided with that. I don't mind orange generally on the kit, but I don't like it around the Chelsea badge personally. That's just me. I've actually grown to like the away kit, like the colour, like the little flank strips there, and I feel like the orange on the badge actually looks quite good as a second kit there, and obviously white Chelsea kits are iconic. Now the third kit is done, with the Chelsea line, like of course Man United, something similar this season that's just finished, and their third kit with their devil is something similar. Rather than the badge, they have like the line or the devil, just like that. The Nike tick is vertical, which I think looks bad. I don't understand why they're doing that, if there's a reason why they've done it, but in terms of just the optics, I don't think it looks particularly good. It looks weird. It looks like you've bought some sort of cheap knockoff from Thailand and they've stitched the Nike thing on the wrong way. But here are the kits here. So, yeah, man, look, actually, it's not that bad, is it? The away kit I actually quite like. I almost like the fact how each flank with the blues different lengths as well. I don't know if that's just the picture or if that's genuinely what they look like. It'll be interesting to see the back of them, actually. Yeah, I quite like it, man. I do. I really do. So obviously we've got the kits that we had this season. I actually bought this kit and this kit. I didn't buy the lime. That's the away kit, isn't it? This is the third kit, I think, this blue one. I've got these two, and I've got them with our Infinite Athlete on, which I quite like, because I think they'll be more timeless then. And it's a rare instance. You can see them comparatively. I wonder, if I was in neutral and like we didn't have this season, we didn't have these kits, and we started again, and you said, Jan, what three would you prefer? I'm sorry, I'm going for the ones from last season. If I had to like reset my mind, like I haven't seen them being played. I mean, it's obviously you want to move forwards and you want to try new kits, new season, fresh start, fine. But in isolation, like the gold badge on the blue is much nicer. The white badge on that dark grid blue thing's much nicer. I mean, the mint kit's nice, but it's not something I'd wear. I just much prefer those ones in isolation, but I would rather wear the new ones than wear these for a second season in a row, because it just feels like a fresh start, new manager, new kits. I dig it. Is the kits in more isolation? Zoomed in rather. Yeah. I feel like when you see that pattern on the players, you might have more of an idea. There's the tick. The shorts. Oh God, I don't know, man. I don't know about the shorts. I really don't. You're gonna have to let me know what you think. Yeah. So the away kit's probably my favorite. I think. I do think this is my favorite. The trim, the orange is discreet. The badge looks better with the orange, as you can see there. Like the badge on the right. I think that looks quite nice actually. I could actually get behind that. Shorts totally passable as well. Fine. That it might look iconic on the players with the pink trim. People do like pink kits, but I am not convinced, especially with that vertical Nike badge. Alright, mate, so I want to leave it out to you guys. I did want to react to that. Lots of people in my Instagram DMs saying, have you seen the kits? You want to react to the kits? So there you go, I've done it. I've reacted to the kits. Yeah, wicked. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to read your comments. As always, great conversation here with the Football Therapy community, so thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell if you do decide to subscribe. We might be on 185k, yeah, I can't check at the moment because I've got the wrong page up, but still, journey to 200,000 subs. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep it locked. See you back here soon, hopefully. Peace!